Eric Gordon, Chief Executive Officer of the Cleveland Metropolitan School District.
Cleveland Metropolitan School District CEO Eric Gordon used physicist Sir Isaac Newton's second law of motion, force equals mass times acceleration, to describe the state of the schools in his speech hosted by the City Club of Cleveland at the Renaissance Hotel.
So what is the state of our schools today? Well, I would say that in Newton's terms, the mass that is the Cleveland Metropolitan School District is not only accelerating its progress, but it's gaining momentum.
Gordon showed the results from the latest state report card, which show K-3 literacy has increased 2.6% in the last year.
And the 85.3% proficiency rate in third grade reading was earned by a class of students who, when entering kindergarten, showed only 33% were kindergarten ready for literacy. That's momentum.
CMSD's Performance Index, a score measuring reading and math in 3rd through 12th grades, has increased for the 4th year in a row.
The growth we saw is the second largest gain among Ohio's urban districts. It positions CMSD among the top 25 fastest improving districts in Ohio, placing us in the top 4% for growth on this measure statewide. And that's momentum.
Other improvements include earning a C on gap closing, which measures how minority students compare to their white counterparts. The district has a 78% graduation rate. These factors earn the district an overall grade of a D on this year's report card.
I want to make it clear, we are not celebrating a D. All that moving from an F to a D tells us is that we continue to move upward, but that we also have a lot more yet to achieve.
So what does a D school look like? Gordon showed some examples.
In the John Marshall School of Information Technology, students recently upgraded a website for the Federal Bar Association of Northern Ohio, and then created an app for the Bar Association to use to make their website mobile friendly. At Davis Aerospace and Maritime High School, junior Sydney Marie Flowers flew her first solo flight, earning a federal flight certificate through this innovative high school. At Max Hayes High School, students developed synthetic gasoline, put it in the gas tank of their teacher's car, and watched as he successfully drove the car home that night and back to school in the morning. While it may be difficult to know what a D means on a state report card, you only need to visit a classroom in the Cleveland Metropolitan School District to see and feel the difference and understand what momentum is, what it looks like in action, and what impact these changes are having on the way Cleveland's kids think, learn, and act.
Gordon also noted district scholars take on complex academic tasks that aren't easily measured by test scores.
And our educators work hard to create joyful and adventurous classrooms where this more complex learning can occur every day for every child.
The district continues to move forward, Gordon says, with new programs like Say Yes to Education, offering legal, medical, and other services and supports to students plus tuition assistance when they graduate, will only keep the momentum going.
I would describe it simply as creating for Cleveland's children and families the capital and social capital that middle and upper middle income families already enjoy.
Gordon says there are forces that could threaten the progress, and that is why it is important for taxpayers to continue to support the $15 million levy up for renewal next year, as well as examine the number of quality schools across the district. And he noted that every Cleveland child needs to be counted in the upcoming census.
I am happy to report that the state of our schools is stronger and measurably better than at any time in recent history. Each of you helped to put the district in motion. So now, let's accelerate our gains. Let's build on that momentum.
After the speech, the children and community members asked questions.
I would like to know what plans do you have outlined for Glenville High School over the 2020 and 2021 school year?
I want to say that you asked the right question at the right time. This Saturday, we are starting community meetings that will go on through September, October, and up to November, where we're going to be talking about Glenville and all of our high schools to determine the long-term strategy.
What is the plan for all students, including the 20-odd% that don't graduate on time, to meet the 3 E's of enlistment, employment, or most importantly, post-secondary education?
Say Yes is our pathway for formal post-secondary training, a certificate, a 2-year or a 4-year program. But simultaneously, with the leadership of our board chair and in partnership with the Cleveland Foundation, we are working on a pathway strategy for students who are either going to use micro-credentials and not formal secondary education, or going straight into the workforce, so that those students have an equally deliberately prepared pathway post-high school. And while the 78% represents those who graduate on time, we keep those students that didn't graduate for a 5th year so that they do get their diploma.
If you was to make one change in Cleveland schools, what would that change be?
I always get the hardest questions from the students. It happens every year. This is actually a really easy one for me, and it's what I tried to do today. My change would be to get rid of what I call the CMSD stink. People see and hear our name and immediately think things can't be going well because it's an urban district, because it's Cleveland schools. They don't know you. And they don't know all of these kids that are doing amazing things in our classrooms, and our educators that are doing amazing things in our classrooms.
And my question for you is, what is your favorite part of your job?
My favorite part is you. It's being in the schools, getting to interact with the work that you're doing and visiting in your classroom.